Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here and to welcome you. And I'd like to introduce the rest of the board members today. With us are Jim Snyder, the Vice Chair, Jacqueline Hancock, our Secretary, Dr. John O'Keefe, Mr. Jake Redelman, and also Jake Redelman is also a board member for ICCB, and Mandy Little, our student trustee. Not with us today is board member Don Brewer and John Sanders. You know, I look at these board members, myself, and past board members that are out here today. We all carry a commonality. We are proud of Johnny Logan, and we're proud of its rich past. I think each and every one of us work hard to carry on that tradition in the present, and we all constantly keep one eye on our future, and that's what we're celebrating today. This communication wing is now another instrument that will carry us into our future. We're very proud, we're very happy that this project is here today, but I'm sure no one else is more pleased than the person who is the overseer of the project. Brad McCormick is the Vice President for Business Services and College Facilities, and I would now like to call upon Brad to give us some remarks. Brad?
Mike, I think when the construction folks that were involved in this project heard you mention my name, they might be a little nervous. Probably shouldn't be. But I first want to introduce some people that were involved heavily in this project. And I want to mention again the board building committee. There were many times while I'm driving down the highway on the way to another location to do something else when a construction issue comes up. And those times I call these gentlemen on the phone, we get input, and we talk about next steps. And everything that happens related to construction at the college first passes through that board building committee. So again, I want to thank Jake Redelman and Dr. John O'Keefe for their support in this process. We'll start first with some introduction of Image Architects Incorporated in Carbondale. Today we have with us two of the architects that worked heavily on this project. I'll start with seniority. We have Ben Jones here today. Ben was heavily involved in the initial construction, and Ben did say early on this that this was one of the most complex projects that he had ever worked on in his career, and I think that was true and held throughout the duration of the project. We also have Marion Pogus, who was actively involved in it from the beginning and stayed engaged even to this day, and Mark Salmo, who was responsible for supervising the day-to-day operations in the project. So thank you guys for everything that you did with us here. I want to acknowledge McCoy and Howard Engineers. I don't think anyone's here today. Charlie, or if you're here, you can raise your hand, of Mount Vernon, Illinois. And then also want to recognize Doug Sitton of Sitton Construction Group. Doug came in a little bit into the project and helped assist us getting through some bumps in the road, and has stayed involved with us throughout the way. Going into some of the contractors, let me back up a little bit. There's a lot of professional folks involved in this. I don't want to forget Crawford Engineering right here from Carterville, Illinois. John Crawford has worked with the college probably since the beginning of our college, is involved in our foundation as well. And Donnie Smoot, who's right here on the front row, second row. Donnie was actually out today watching the concrete being poured here, making sure that was done correctly. There's a pervious parking lot being poured right behind us while this is going on, one of the first in Southern Illinois. That would be really unique and a nice asset to the whole business community in Southern Illinois to see how it's put together. Going into the contractors, Eddie Donaldson with Southern Illinois Piping is here with us, and Eddie's done a lot of work for us, not just on this project, but we keep him busy doing other things along the way as well. Heartland Mechanical Contractors was a prime holder, and that's Ted Williams. We have Brown Electric from Goreville, heavily involved. And I do want to acknowledge the Egyptian building trades. The college has long had a project labor agreement with the Egyptian building trades, and any project here that's $50,000 or higher we have a written commitment, will be all-union project. And I've got a lot of support from various people involved in the Egyptian building trades throughout, and they are interested in a project getting done. And I've had numerous visits in the office to check with me and see how things were going, so I do want to extend some appreciation to Dennis Peterson there. In April of 2007, the Board of Trustees assigned me the responsibility of getting this building constructed. I didn't think I'd be so close to retirement when I was able to give this speech, so this project has been a challenge. It's been a challenge to everyone involved, partly because of its complexity. We built this building over a creek. That doesn't happen an awful lot. I probably should have put a glass bottom in here and made it like a trip at a resort or something, but that creek literally runs right under this building. It's been a challenge. It's tested our patience, our finances, and oddly the communication skills of those involved. On more than one occasion, while in the midst of a project coordination meeting and possibly even some dispute negotiations, we've marveled that the root of our problem is often communication, and here we sit in a building named the Communication Wing. The irony was never lost on those of us involved at that time. But we can say we have made it. What's left? There's a little more work to be done. There's some concrete caps to go in place. There's a lot of work for our ground staff at the college. For the business office staff, there's a few more checks to write. For the facility staff, more furniture assembly, more cordless drills to wear out, a lot of landscaping for the ground staff, and for faculty that are going to occupy this facility, a lot of boxes to pack and boxes to unpack as you begin moving into your spaces. I want to publicly thank Gail Rawson for her work in the furnishing selections for the lobby areas, the lounge areas, and the conference rooms. As you go around the building, you'll see that it looks really nice, Gail. To Dwight Hofert, your knowledge of construction and your willingness to be hands-on when that's needed is unmatched. You are a true leader, and that's evident by the way that contractors and their staff relate to you when you walk through the building. When you walk through a construction site with Dwight Hofert, it's like you're with a celebrity. All the contractors know him, and they have such a great deal of respect for him that makes construction much easier. To the faculty who live and work in the facility, thanks for your understanding and input into the project as it was coming together. Over the years, our memories have failed on occasion about what kind of furniture might go in this place or that. But we're going to get through that, and in the end, we'll have exactly what you need and what you want in this space. And I do want to mention that I believe Edgar Montano would be proud of this day. He sat in a room with us in the very beginning in the planning process, and was vital to much of what we did in those early meetings. And finally, I want to thank the Board of Trustees personally for the experience I've gained in this project. Though there are often problems in any construction project, this truly is the favorite part of my job, and I thank them for the opportunity. And I think Dr. Meese, I think we're ready to proceed to the ribbon cutting.